But rather than me take all the time up, let me let the boys speak here for a minute, because really these boys are one of the greatest blessings in my life. Because if they hadn't made that movie, I wouldn't be here. And actually, Dan Levin is the third generation New York City filmmakers. His father, his grandfather were filmmakers. Dan's father was published poetry books and was involved in poetry. His mother's a photographer, so they came from really sort of creative families. And one of the next greatest blessings in my life is Dan here now has moved on, and he does television shows, like he's a camera person. He does like The Dog, if everybody watched The Dog. Like to say The Dog, it kind of sounds like, you know, The Dog. But, and they've gone on and they're starting their career. And one of the greatest blessings I had is Dan's father, who's like a really eminent documentarian, told me that Dan, who's now a great camera person, learned a lot from making capture and looking at my footage. So that's like a total blessing. It's like passing on an honor. And so I have this next generation coming along who is like really talented, dedicated, inspired, and that's the blessing. So I'll let these boys, because I can go on forever.
As always, it's the feeling is mutual, and being able to not only know Clayton and ultimately have this access and work with him, but to continue to have this relationship and be able to sit here and have him express respect and what the words he has for Dan and I and our other partners who couldn't be here with us is kind of the greatest reward in all of this. We met Clayton probably, we were still in high school, it was around 2000, just through kind of the weird world of New York that existed still at that time. And over the course of 5 or 6 years, as our relationship grew deeper, we kind of all saw what was going on and what was, kind of this undeniable change that was happening, not only in New York City, but in the world, and it continues to go on. And, luckily, the instant bond and kind of being taken under the wing by Clayton ultimately led to a place of mutual respect and trust where we were able to say, confidently approach Clayton and say, let's crack open this archive, let's try this. You're sitting on a story and not one image, it's not, to go back to what you were saying, it's not capturing the moment. That's, so many photographers, and that, that's the goal, capture the moment. Clayton's work is testimony to, there is no the moment, it is that continuum and that, building of history, culture, art, experience, whatever it is, and that, it's a persistence and a deliberate approach of every day you go out and go for it. And, ultimately when we reached that place where we were comfortable enough to even bring it up to Clayton, and, God willing, he was open to the idea, it all took off from there. And, that day or that week or however long it took to turn that conversation into, work is to this day kind of the most significant thing I've ever had in my life. And it's, we finished this film in 2008 and it's still everything to me. And it's just great to be able to travel and show it to other people and show it in other places, because although this is such New York-centric stuff, at times, this happens everywhere. In every country and in every city in America, and if it's not, one type of person getting pushed out of the neighborhood, it's another, and if it's not, factories leaving, it's artists leaving, but it's all the same, and the goal with this is just hopefully that, we can slow down and have a look at what's really important and what is worth sacrificing and what is worth fighting for.
It's interesting because when I was watching, obviously, the Thompson Square Park footage, the Zuccotti Park just keeps popping into my head. I can't help it. It just kind of seems, and how much of that, today is are we watching history about to repeat itself? Where are we at exactly?
Yeah, make no doubt, no matter what, no matter how you think about it, Occupy Wall Street is as real as it gets. And and it's here, and it's not going to go away, and there's a lot of part for America where things have gone to China, and they've gone outsourcing, and I would like to see the money, the troops, the manufacturing, everything come back to America. It's time to rebuild America and get this shit off the mall of this Chinese art and whatever, and rebuild America, make America great again. I'd like to see, thank you. I'll tell you something else that's really, you're not going to believe, and this is going to drive you crazy, but there's a big connection, which I'd like to see, between the Tea Party and Occupy Wall Street, because make no mistake about it, they're really fighting for the same thing. And it's really about for our quality of life, it's about the opportunity to live here, the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to make things, and it's really time to make America great again. And I think the possibilities are still here, and you know that, like I say, the Occupy Wall Street, look, I live in New York, and there's this guy like a Congressman King, he's like, we'll say Republican in Long Island, he talks about all these Occupy Wall Street people sleeping in their feces and things like that. Believe me, in New York, you gotta be really crazy to sleep in your own feces. You gotta be really, out there. And those are not the Occupy Wall Street. I've seen cops on Occupy Wall Street, police chief from Philadelphia. I've seen doctors there. I've seen all these other people there. And it's really about just trying to get rid of this international corporate thing. We really need a corporate raider as president. We need Americans to be America again. We need to bring it back and make it great, and we have the possibility to do that. And I'll tell you, off the record, on a certain level, what I see like a guy like Anthony doing here in a place like Victoria, this thing could be really great. And it really could make something happen. And it would be great to have something happen down here. And I would love to come back. And I think we need to be supported and we need to carry it on and we need to do it.
Can I address something? Sorry.
It's too bad you were born in Canada, or you could be running for president in 2016.
Well, that's true, but
I think we'd have some serious PR work to do beyond capturing.